Hello, hello, everybody. Good to see you guys. Greetings, everybody. It is Soul Pet Monday. I love that, Sharon. Soul Pet Monday and saying hello to everybody. We'll give everybody a second just to jump on, throw some little hearts up there, do something that lets me know that you can see and hear me okay. All right. It is so good to see you guys. Thank you. I just love our Mondays. I look forward to Mondays so much. And it feels like the week flies by every Monday when I click start, when I click the go live button, it feels like I just did this. So it's great to have you guys back with me. Let's do it. We'll do a quick hello to everybody in just a moment. Tonight's topic is going to be something that came up from someone who I had a private meeting with earlier this week, and also from several of you who have raised the same kind of question. So we're going to talk about why it seems that over time, some of the signs aren't as strong as they were when our animal companions first crossed to the other side. But first, I'm Elaine, the Animal Reiki Lady. I am an Animal Reiki Master, an Animal Chaplain, an Animal Medium, and everything that I do is for the love of our beautiful animals that have crossed to the other side. And for those of you who may be watching this for the very first time, whether it's now or 10 years from now, the SoulPet Livestreams are a channel where we are dedicated to helping each other work through the loss of our animal companions, work through the grief, find healing, and also find the signs and the messages and all the beautiful things that we want to receive from our animals once they've crossed to the other side. And we do add in a dash of woo. We add in a dash of the hairy fairy. And tonight I have some interesting things for you guys. And we talk about all kinds of things. And we have a beautiful community. If you look in all the comments, a beautiful community of people that support each other, welcome new people into our little Soul Pet family. And you are welcome here anytime. Everyone is welcome. Okay, so let's get right into this. Look, that I did that in like under 2 minutes. For those of you who are catching this on the replay, it usually takes like 10. But I have to say hello to everybody, and we've got some questions already that are great. Pat, it's good to see you. Sherry, awesome to have you here. Sharon, hello, hello. Kali, good to see you. Sherry, Donna, Z, look at the gang's all here. Let's see who else I've got. Kathy, good to see you here as well. And so far, that's all the channel members. You guys know that channel members always get the shout out first, but I like to say hello to everybody. I want everybody to feel included. So Robbie, Magnificent Sales. Wait, who is Magnificent Sales? Is that Lauren or is that Terry? Okay, you're going to have to remind me. I'm so bad. I try to remember everybody's names, but I remember the pet names. I don't necessarily remember the people names. Who else do we have here Sarah, it's good to see you. Second time here. Awesome. You are so welcome, Sarah. I do, the, the loss of our animal companions is not something that we celebrate, but I love the community and I love the love that we share. I adore every moment that we get to share together. And I personally am so grateful for all of the animal companions that you folks have shared with me, because they have opened my eyes to so many things. Jen, good to see you here. And who else do we have? Zahara. Oh, you're new here from Wales. Zahara, welcome. It is good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. And feel free to share your animal companion. Yep, you'll get big welcomes from everybody. Feel free to share your animal companion's name. And if they have crossed to the other side, we offer our sincere support and love and send you virtual hugs for everybody who joins here after the loss of an animal companion. Do we have the other Kathy? Is there two Kathys here? We have Kathy H and Kathy R. Yes, all right. Hello, hello. Spring is in the air. Oh, thankfully. I am all about the spring. I know. I met somebody this week who told me something and I stole it. And anybody who wants to steal it from me is free to steal it from me. I am solar powered. That's it. That's why I love the sun so much. I am solar powered. When the sun is shining and the days are long and the temperature is warm, I am at my finest. All right, let's see who else we have here. And the warm weather. Wait, where's Nanya? Did I miss saying hello to? I might have. None your business. None your business. I might have missed you to say hello to you in the very beginning. Michael, hello. It's good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Okay. All right, we're going to keep going. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about this. When our animal companions cross to the other side, we love to receive signs from them, acknowledgement. some type of validation that their soul really is still with us, that their energy, their essence, that the part of them that we love so deeply is still part of our life and is still with us and reaching out to us from the other side. I will not go into great depth on this evening. I have on many other videos that we are surrounded by this beautiful energetic field, this beautiful quantum field of all potential, of all possibility. It's filled with love, and it's filled with all of the souls of our animal companions who have left their physical bodies. And they are able to use this energetic field that flows to, through, and around us to send us signs. And once we start looking for the signs, we see them everywhere. So we see them in clouds. We hear their name. We hear a sound of their little toenails clicking on the floor. We recall something. Somebody says something that makes us recall a vivid memory about them. We dream about them. We might find a feather, a coin, a dragonfly keeps fluttering near us. There are all types of ways that we receive signs when they cross to the other side of life. And then after a while, and I experienced this too. If you remember, it was last summer, I want to say. I brought my Lucy shirt tonight so I can show you guys. I was feeling the same kind of thing. And Lucy, my animal companion, my beautiful black lab, she was the first of my 3 senior dogs to cross. And she was 13. And when she crossed, immediately, I knew, like, I felt her enter. I felt her soul like merge with me. That's the only way that I can explain it. And I dreamt of her that night, and I received signs from her constantly. And then when Jack crossed, signs from him all the time, like big signs that you can't miss. That was clear from him. From Jack, it was the street art. Lucy just became part of me and started sharing with me. Lucy is the one who opened the door for all this. Lucy let me know that I was still connected after she had left her physical body. And when that happened, and then I started connecting with other animal companions, I knew that it's not just me. This is not some gift that's reserved for the lucky few. This is something for everybody. And we started, it's what kind of led to this channel. It took me a while to get here, but it's what led to this channel. So last summer, when we kind of get caught up in things. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We get caught up in our routine, in our daily life, and the next thing you know, weeks have gone by. And I thought, wow, I can't say that I felt a connection with Lucy recently. And it made me very sad to think that I had gotten so caught up in my daily human life that I had neglected my connection with her. And so I said, right as I was falling asleep, that I really wanted to dream of her. I wanted to just have a beautiful, vivid dream of her to remind me how connected we are. And I told her that I loved her, and I wanted our connection to be just as strong as it was before. And I went to sleep, and the next morning when I woke up, no dream. I didn't have a dream at all. And I was deeply disappointed. And this is from somebody who practices this on a regular basis, who teaches others, who shows others, who wants to open this connection for everyone. And it made me question myself. It made me question, which is just perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal as a human being. I questioned, like, what if I really have messed up? What if I've lost it? What if I've lost her because I didn't pay attention? And I just said, please send me something. Let me know. And I just went about my day without expectation. That's going to be a key as to when we talk about this, without expectation. And I went about my day, and I was going to the local thrift shop. There was something specific I was looking for in a thrift store. I walked into the doors of the thrift store, and standing there with all the clothes separated, like the banks of the river separated. So everything was separated. And right there was this shirt that says Sweet Lucy. And it's Sweet Lucy in gold letters. And it was just staring me. It couldn't have been any clearer. There are some people who would write that off as coincidence, but those of us who know, we know that there was no way that was coincidence. She was reminding me that it's not lost. It's not ever lost. So when you start to feel the same things that I felt, know that it's not lost. And we're going to talk about why it feels lost, and how we can kind of rekindle. That's the word I used earlier, how to rekindle that connection. And then I have a couple techniques I want to share with you that will help make it a little bit easier so that you can get your sign also. So I'm going to check out the comments real quick. Zahara, everyone is sending you hugs. That is beautiful. Gemma, okay, Gemma crossed on the 4th of February. All right. Our hearts are with you. My heart goes out to you. We all know that's the other amazing thing about this group of individuals is that we have all experienced what you've experienced, and every single one of us understands. And there is no judgment. We don't ever judge here. There is no time frame placed on grief. We just let everybody work through this at their own pace as they can and as they will. And so we will always be behind you with sending you virtual hugs from all around the world, right from Canada. Yep. I'm just going to read a couple other comments here real quick. And I don't, for everybody watching the replay, I only check the comments every once in a while. I don't have a moderator or anything. It's me, myself, and I. Handle starts with my name now. Oh, Cheryl, there you go. Okay, I figured it out. It wouldn't have taken me long. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl says, none your New York business. Sometimes the signs are so strong, it triggers more grief. I love that you talk about guides. I said, that's why I might not get messages as part of the healing, learning to be, yep. Oh, we're going to talk about all the, you got it, Zahara. We're going to talk about all this. Okay. One thing that I do want to share with you guys, whenever I do these live streams, this came up as I was also talking to one of you privately this week, I still get butterflies. Like this is like the 58th video that I've done that's live. On top of that, I've probably got at least another 50 more or more short videos and long form videos. So I've been doing these videos for a long time. And every time I press the go live button, I still get like flutters in my tummy, hoping that I get, that I don't say anything wrong. I think about all the things that could possibly happen on a live stream, but they've all happened, right? I've dropped my computer, the camera's gone, I've lost my connection. Oh yeah, so we'll keep an eye out tonight because this will be the 3rd week in a row if I've lost the connection. Because when we get all of these beautiful souls together, we break the internet. Okay, so let's see what else we got. That's why I asked if my comments are seen to make sure. Okay, yeah. You told me you were going to do that too, and I missed it. So some possible reasons. We have our beautiful, I've made myself some notes here, our beautiful animal companions. Over time, sometimes it feels, it's all about perception, because truthfully, their signs don't stop. Their signs do not ever stop because we are connected. That's one more thing we'll start this off with. We're not just connected. They are part of us. Although when Lucy crossed, I said I felt her. And it did feel different than when Jack crossed. It felt different than when Winston crossed. When Lucy crossed, I felt her become part of me. She didn't pass through me. She literally infused me with her soul. I love that. Thank you, Lucy. She infused me with her soul. But our animal companions are our true companions. SoulPet may sound cute. SoulPet may be a catchy handle, but they are soul mates. Our beautiful animal companions are like a piece of our soul, and they come into a physical existence and they share physical life with us. And when they leave their physical body, they're the bit of the soul of them that is forever united with us, stays united with us. We are the ones, not them. We are the ones who need to adapt the way that we connect with them. We feel intense grief, and that's part of the human experience. We feel the intense grief at their passing, that we don't have their physical body present with us anymore. Part of it is this learning experience. I am convinced of this, that they are teaching us how to understand our true power and our true connection. They will not ever go anywhere. So their signs will be forever with us. It's us who is not seeing the signs that are coming through. And I'll explain what I mean by that in a second too. So it seems that we're not receiving the signs, or the signs are less frequent, or they're less obvious, or weeks will go by, just like with Lucy last summer. Weeks will go by and we'll all of a sudden realize that we haven't received a sign, nor have we given them a second thought, that we've been so wrapped up in our routine. But that's not necessarily bad, and I'll explain that too. So how do we kind of reopen that connection? Well, first, let me go over the reasons. So there's some possible reasons. These are usually the most common, but there could be others of why those signs kind of diminish over time, why they seem to diminish over time. The first one is healing. So in the beginning, our grief is so strong that we are desperate for a sign. Now, sometimes that works against us. Sometimes when we're desperate for a sign, it's like chasing someone, it's going to run from us, but we're so desperate for the sign that we can't see it. But in the beginning, when our grief is strong, we want to see the sign. We desire to see the sign. We set the intention to see the sign, and we see them all the time. I have to post these pictures for you guys. As I was going through my computer, I found them. The pictures from the day that Jack crossed and the pictures from the day that Lucy crossed, they each had a rainbow on both days that they crossed, a beautiful rainbow. So I can't wait to post those because I just came across the rainbows. So we'll see signs like that. They're obvious. I mean, this rainbow, especially for Lucy, the rainbow that crossed over my home was brighter than any rainbow I've ever seen. So we'll get rainbows, we'll get shooting stars, we'll get very, very obvious signs. We'll see them in the clouds so clearly. One of you, I don't remember, Pat, I don't think it was you, but somebody said to me, maybe it was you, Pat, that when they turned the TV on, there was all the like the old fashioned fuzz. Like we don't get that very often anymore on our TVs, but you would get like the fuzzy screen, and the shadow in the fuzzy screen was of their dog. So there, the signs can be very obvious in the beginning, but then that heightened awareness seems to, because we are little by little, day by day, we are healing. And that heightened awareness that we have to receiving signs kind of recedes a little bit, and it gets a little bit calmer. And we may not be as hyper focused or hyper aware of those signs. So that's one of the reasons. It's just that we are shifting. Our grief is shifting, we are healing, and we aren't as focused on seeing the signs. And then I love this one. This is one of the things that I think happens to many of us. And I called it integration. Integration, in that we are learning that we don't need to search for them everywhere, that their essence and their soul, like Lucy gifted me on the very first day that she crossed, their essence and their soul is becoming part of us. We are integrating them with us. We are, I can't think of another word other than integrating, but when I think about Jack and Lucy and Winston and how now they make up part of who I am, and all of your animal companions that I've ever connected with, they make a part of who I am also. This beautiful, wonderful collection of animal souls, they invite us to be part of their new spiritual world, but we integrate them into us, and it changes us as a person. It changes who we are, it changes how we think, and you begin to feel that they're always with you. And so with that integration, when they become a natural part of who we are, a natural part of our daily existence, then we aren't always in search of the sign because we just know that they're with us. And now that's where I find the most comfort, when I find that I have not received as obvious of a sign. Jack couldn't send any more obvious of a sign than his very first day after he crossed. He sent two signs: the drinking from the toilet and the street art with his peeing. He couldn't have sent more obvious signs, but now I don't receive those obvious signs. But I know that I have integrated their soul within me, so I'm not as I don't need that constant reassurance of their sign, because I know and I trust that they're with me. The next one is that signs change over time. In the beginning, like the rainbows and the clouds and the feathers coming out of nowhere. And I can't wait to get to your questions. I don't want to forget about that. Pat and Sherry, you asked two good questions. I'll go back to those when we're done this. I don't want to forget those, because Sherry's question was, well, if you see a feather and you've had multiple pets pass, how do you know who it comes from? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. In fact, I'm going to use the feather as the example. So signs change over time. We think that we're going to get the same kind of sign all the time. That's always going to be something in the clouds, or it's always going to be finding coins, and it just shifts over time because it can. And because we have our awareness change over time also. So instead of the dreams and the feathers and the angel numbers, It may just be nudges, feelings of peace, feelings of relief, just feeling like like they're with us, like a warm hug with us, and sometimes even through other animals. We may see another animal who instantly reminds us of our own animal companion, and that alone is a sign. So it just might shift over time, the way that we receive those signs. But dreams, feathers, and synchronicities, we can still ask for those kinds of signs, is that if that's what you're looking for, and that's the exercise that I have for you guys tonight later on. And then the last one is the one that I like the least, but the one of which I think I am also the most guilty, and that is distraction. Distraction being that life moves forward. We have daily responsibilities. We have things that distract us from giving our attention to all this. We may not be as open and attuned to all of the subtle messages that we were used to getting before. And that's when we need to take a step back, because you'll realize it, right? You'll realize it. And as soon as just recognizing it is the first thing, as soon as you recognize it, then you can go about shifting. You can go about stepping right back into it and reminding yourself of what's truly important, right? And that is not to be distracted, because that impacts so many things. For those of you in the psychic development class, it is distraction that will get in our way more than anything. So we are working through that. So let's talk about how to invite, I do want to talk about how to invite the signs back, but first let's get to those questions. I'm going to scroll back to the top of the comments to Pat and Sherry's question. Pat says, I have found that my fur babies stay connected daily by the use of looking at their pictures throughout my house and me thinking of them throughout the day. Since retiring, I can concentrate on their messages. Oh, Pat. So it wasn't a question, but it's a comment that I want to point out, because when we can give them our undivided attention, the signs are still there. And I love how that has shifted for you. A perfect example that being able to just spend time in their memory with their pictures around your home, thinking of them throughout the day. I am just, so that's one of the beautiful things about being able to share these messages every Monday, is that at least once a week, I say Jack, Lucy, and Winston, the three of them, my three beautiful soul pets. I speak their names out loud, and I speak to them still all the time. When Gypsy, who is my current beautiful rescue dog, when today she was drooling, I had some peanut butter, and she's a foodie just like Lucy was. She started the drool, the Lucy drool. Lucy had this way of drooling. She was a black lab, but I'm telling you, she could make puddles. This drool that came from, and today Gypsy was doing his impression of Lucy when I got the peanut butter out. So then that's when I say to Gypsy, Lucy, must you drool like that all over the floor? And it's the way that we can stay connected with them. They are not the only ones who have to send us signs. We should communicate with them as much as we want them to communicate with us. It's a two-way street. Okay, so then let's get to Sherry's question. Sherry says her little kiddos passed at 7, 10, and 20. And when she thinks of them, she sees their pictures, but are they here? I'm not 100% sure. You mean like, are they here, like in soul with you? 100%. And you can call them up at any time, because there's no such thing as time. Time is completely 100% a human construct. If we could get there, I said this 100 times before too. There's only one thing that time is good for, and that's for making sure you don't burn the chocolate chip cookies. We do not need time, and animals have no sense of time. None. Zip, except dinner time. So whether it's been 7 years or 20 years, they are still with you, and you can call them up at any time. And I will show you the little activity in which you can do that. In fact, tonight, I think I will do it for Peanuts. Peanuts was my childhood dog, and I would love to reconnect with Peanuts, that precious little girl. She was a Chihuahua, little mix of a terrier and a Chihuahua, who came from my Aunt Betty. Now that I just thought, I think about that. My Aunt Betty down at the shore in New Jersey. See, now just that memory is enough to bring Peanuts back to mind, when she was the teeny weeny little puppy, because she was just a Chihuahua, so she didn't grow that big, but except she did get rotund. She was a teeny weeny little puppy that could fit in the palm of your hand. So, and when you have more than one pass, how do you know who left the feather? All right, let me grab a feather, just a second. All right, here's a lovely little goose down feather. I have feathers everywhere, by the way. Me and birds, we have this thing. They gift me feathers all the time. And I'm so grateful for them because I just love feathers. So you're walking down the street and there goes the feather, falls right into my glass of water. No, I caught it in time. How do I know that this came from Peanuts or Jack or Lucy, or which animal companion did it come from? Feathers are beautiful carriers of information. If you get a feather, I would keep the feather. If a feather floats to you, hang on to that feather. All you have to do is place it in your hand. Just place that feather in your hand. Grab your pen for automatic writing and your pad. Just hold it in your hand and ask, which of my beautiful animal companions sent this to me? And don't be surprised if they say, all of us, all of us. This came from all of us. We all sent that feather to you because we love you, love you, love you. Or it could just be one particular animal, whoever pops right into your mind. That is the animal that sent you this. So I'm going with Peanuts. Okay, we'll scroll back down. Kiss my dog's picture every morning. Yep, that's awesome. I have all three paw prints of my doggies here. 10 months since losing Gary, 5 months since Potato, still kiss their pictures. Yep, there you go. I say goodnight to them. I invite them onto the bed. Whether or not I feel them jump on the bed, I invite them onto the bed every single night. Yeah, and there's no need to stop, Sharon. You do not need to stop. Whatever affection you are continuing to show your animal companions, it is your way of staying connected. And don't let anybody tell you any different, because they're your animal companions. It's your soulmate. It's your soul pet. Don't let anybody tell you anything differently. This is your relationship. And whatever you want to do, whatever you need to do, that's what you do. So how to invite them back and strengthen the connection. And then I have this exercise for you guys to do. I think you're going to like it because we can use it for anything. We can use it for dreams. We can use it for receiving signs. There are so many things. Those of I shared this with I have a small group that gets together every Friday morning. I shared this with you guys for a particular thing that we were trying to practice in psychic development. But I am going to share with you guys a secret about water. And I have 2 things that you can try and do, and we'll see which works for you. And I'd love to know for next week. I would love to hear from you guys, like in the beginning, when you type your comments in, how your practice went. So how to invite the signs back. First thing is to ask, like I asked Lucy. When I realized that I hadn't felt connected and that I thought that I had let myself get distracted by everyday life, all I did was ask her. And I asked her from the bottom of my heart, with a heart full of love. We talk about all the time this heart-brain connection, and it is our heart and love that has the strongest impact on the field that is around us, that flows to, through, and around everything. Our heart is the main thing that is connected. And when you make a heartfelt intention, you are sending this message out into the field so that you can receive what it is that you need back. And whether or not you are with me on the hairy fairy woo woo stuff, look up heart coherence and heart. There's another word for it, but it's the magnetic field of the heart that scientifically is being measured. And I think I've shared the example with you guys in the past that there was a university in Australia that actually put heart monitors on people and heart monitors on their pets. And between the 2 of them, monitored the match in heart rate when you got into each other's presence, the shift that happened between both hearts. So your heart has the ability to influence the field all around you. So ask for the sign. Be open to how it might come through, knowing that it might not be the same kind of sign. So Jack was a toilet drinker, and that sound of him drinking out of the toilet the day after he crossed was very obvious, and I wanted to hear it again. And I wanted to hear it again and again and again to remind me that he was still in my presence physically. When I walked outside and saw the street art, because he had some prostate issues when he was an old man, and when I walked outside to see the same kind of street art, pattern down the sidewalk, I want to see that again and again. That one I have seen on more than one occasion. It's a beautiful memory of him, but the signs are going to shift over time. It could be something completely different. So you want to be open to the possibility, open to all the possibilities. And then you can ask for a specific sign if you'd like to. You and your animal companion on the other side can co-create the sign that you want to receive. You can simply ask for what you want it to be. So tonight, as I was falling asleep, I might ask Winston, what did Winston with the hamburger? So I would ask for anything that Winston could remind me of that had to do with a hamburger, because Winston loved the way that Gypsy and Lucy love peanut butter. Winston loved hamburgers, cheeseburgers in particular. And Winston was deaf, but I'm telling you, if he heard something going to his food bowl, he was all over it. Anywho, so you can ask for a specific sign. And as you're drifting off to sleep is the time that you really want to do it, because that is the sweet spot. It's where your conscious mind that questions the reality of all this. When your conscious mind is drifting off and your subconscious mind is taking over, that's when you can kind of program things so that you're not questioning or doubting, and you can ask for a specific sign. Create quiet moments. Now, you guys have kind of meditated with me on this channel before. We have done some guided visualizations. I've taken you on a couple journeys. We've done some a rainbow bridge journey. There's been a couple quiet meditations that we've done to help balance our heart and our brain. We have done some heart connection things, and I love the bridge. When we go into this nice quiet place, we focus on our breath, close our eyes, imagine a bridge springing from our heart. We see our animal companion on the other side of the bridge. You welcome them over. Those kinds of meditations are wonderful. You may think that you can't meditate, but in reality you can. And you know how? Because you tell yourself and you tell your animal companion that nothing else matters. None of those distractions that normally take up our brain, none of the monkey chatter that goes on in the back of our head all the time, none of that matters when you sit down and set the intention that you are going to connect with your animal companion. You meditate, and I call it meditation. It can be a walk in nature. It can be, if you like to sing, it can be singing a beautiful hymn. It can be writing, anything that gets you in the flow and gets you in the zone and turns off those external distractions. When we can meditate, focused breathing, clear of distraction, we can set the intention of what kind of sign we would like to receive. And then be open to the possibility, just like with Lucy, when I woke up sad that there was no dream, but then walked into a store and her name in gold letters. Be ready for anything and let go of the need and let go of expectation. All right, I need a drink here real quick, and I see some comments flying by. Let me go back to Jen. Where's Jen? I see everybody commenting on Jen, but I don't see Jen's comment. Oh, just sleep all the time to escape the pain. Okay, Jen. Thank you for sharing that. I think all of us have been there. That we don't even want to get out from under the covers, just to and sleep. Just sleep, because if I sleep, then I don't feel the pain. But you can ask your animal companion to help you through that too, and this group will help you through it. This beautiful community, from the depths of despair, we have helped raise each other up, and we will be happy to do the same for you as well. So Jen, hopefully tonight, maybe you'll be able to take away a little bit of something that helps ease the pain. Even the briefest moment of relief is what I call it. When you close your eyes, and even if it's as you're falling asleep, you focus on your breath, you focus on your heart. Think of your animal companion's name, think of their picture, even if it's painful. You think of it and ask for that feeling of relief for just 1 minute. For just 1 minute, if you could feel what it would be like not to have that pain, that's a sign from them. That's a sign from them that they are capable and able and want to assist you in recovery and in healing. So relief is the thing we look for. We can't jump from the depths of despair and depression and hiding under our covers and hoping it would go away. We can't just jump from there to happy again. It doesn't happen. We have to gradually go up the little ladder, and relief is the very first step. And thank you guys for supporting Jen. And Jen, know that our hearts are with you. All right, more comments. Knocking sounds. I love that. I get knocking sounds too. I love the knocking sounds. Knocking sounds are an easy sign from the other side. Feathers are an easy sign from the other side. So those are all fun ones. And we'll talk about more signs in a minute. In the warmer weather, the rainbows, right? So the rainbows, interestingly, when the two rainbow pictures that I have, when Lucy crossed, it was in August in Colorado, and it's a big rain month. So the way that the sun would shine, there was rainbows all the time, it was a pretty regular thing to get rainbows. On that particular day, the rainbow that shone over our house was like neon. There's no describing how bright it was. Jack, on the other hand, Jack crossed in December of 2021. 2021, yes. Jack crossed in December of 2021. There's no rainbows in December. And the rainbow that he sent, beautiful, just beautiful, beautiful. So rainbows are fun ones. Sleep because our brains hope we'll wake up and it'll all have been a nightmare. It's so true. That is very true. And it doesn't, I mean, that it's not. And okay, I'm going to start I was going to start a whole thing that we don't want to get down into, but that timeline jumping thing, the quantum jumping, about how you can shift out of your present state into a future state. You might be able to do that with the activity that I'm going to share with you, but we do just hope that it's going to all be gone. But while that might not be the way that it really happens, we can at least hope that we wake up having a sense of peace. That's another one. If you can wake up and have just for a moment a peaceful feeling, that's another sign from your animal companion that they've been with you. They want you to feel that peace. They want you to feel the relief. Picture of a double rainbow with Gary. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Let's see the next thing. So the quiet moments. Oh, last week we talked about automatic writing. Automatic writing being when you have a pad of paper, a pen. Do I once again not have my pen with me? Slacking off, Elaine, slacking off. But it doesn't matter. A pencil, a pen, a piece of paper. You automatic write. And automatic writing doesn't mean like you have to go into a trance and then magical things are going to. You ask your animal companion. You focus on your breath. You focus on your heart. You ask your animal companion to offer up a word, a thought, a feeling, a color, a scent. Use all of your senses, and you just write it down. Just write it down in order to get a communication from your animal companion on the other side. Reconnecting through memory. So this is what you guys have all said when you were talking about pictures. Reconnecting through memory, revisiting old photos, talking to them out loud. We've said all those things. Or sharing stories. So share stories. Oh, from Manila. Oh, wow, Jen, thank you for joining us from around the world. We've got a global audience tonight. Canada, Manila, where is the, and I can't remember where the other, and we have somebody here who was going to join us from New Zealand. I don't see them on yet. And then I can't remember the other country that we had in here. I was scrolling back real fast to see if I could find it, and I can't. Okay. So reconnecting through memories, revisiting old photos, talking to them out loud, sharing stories of their love. Sharing a story I love sharing the stories of Jack and Lucy and Winston. I love sharing stories of all kinds. I have stories about Jake. I have stories about Zoe. Those were a couple of my fosters. Peanuts, I could tell stories about. How Peanuts loved to be scooped up in my dad's arms and just have her belly scrubbed. She was just so tiny. He could scoop her up. He was a big guy. He could scoop her up in his arms and scrub her belly. Oh, and her tail would wag. And she was just in such heaven when that happened. That's an easy story just now to connect with her. And I can't wait to see what kind of sign she sends me. Okay. So what did I write? Oh, reignites the energetic bridge when you share stories of their love. And if you guys want to share a couple stories, I would love to see your stories. One piece of white hair now and then, and I say Mew Mew because he was all white. I found a Jack hair the other day. I don't even live in the same place that Jack lived with me, and I still found a Jack hair, and he passed in 2021. So I know that he's always with me, always. I know when I someday hear my dog in heaven talk, he will say something really funny. Yeah, like, why weren't you listening to me the whole time? I've been talking to you for years. And he'll tell you how beautiful you are. Zahara, when I feel the love of another dog that feels a strong connection to my gem. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I still say I fall in love with every dog I meet. Every single dog I meet, I fall in love with. And it's not just because I'm a dog person, but when I feel them, I feel my dogs. When I lean down to pet another dog, I feel my dogs. So feeling the love of another animal companion. Um, New ways of connection. So if you don't see feathers, dreams, coins, dragonflies, whatever, pay attention to the unexpected. That's what I want you to think about. Unexpected signs when you least. I did not anticipate. There was no way I could have dreamt that I would walk into a store and see a white shirt with gold letters that said "Sweet Lucy." So be wide open to the possibilities of the way they're going to come through to you. Wide open. Don't have any expectation. Just let go of all expectations and ask them to surprise you. Ask them to surprise you in a way that will let you know right away that it's them, and it'll be so wonderful. It'll just be such a wonderful surprise. So random thoughts of them could be one way. When you get chills, I love the feeling of chills. When you get like that feeling from head to toe, like all of a sudden you break out in goosebumps because of something, a story that you heard or a sound that you heard, or just a feeling, that is a sign from your animal companions when you get those chills. Other animals behaving in a way that's similar to the way your animal behaved, like Gypsy with the drool today. Well, it was all Lucy. It was all Lucy. Interestingly about Gypsy, and I've shared this with many of you guys before, that she has taken on characteristics of both Jack and Lucy. Lucy with the drool and the foodie, being a total foodie and enjoying the same foods that Lucy enjoyed. And from Jack, it's the stretch. Jack did this cat thing, is the only way I can describe it. If you can picture a yellow lab acting like a cat, he did this cat thing, and now Gypsy does it all the time. She did not do it when we first brought her home. It was not part of her. It was not in her repertoire, but now it is. And I say that every time. Whenever she stretches like that, I say, "Hey, Jack, how you doing, buddy?" So they may be looking to reach out to you in a new way. So what are some techniques that you can use? So those are a couple ways to help bring the signs back and to re-strengthen, re-energize, revitalize, rekindle your connection that may or may not, that you may have perceived as being less than it was before. It's just a little bit different than it was before. But what I want to share with you is something that you can do. So these are two little techniques that you can practice at home, and I would love for you to practice them at home. I'm just gonna read back here. Zahar, my mother did that with the radio. Okay, good. Absolutely with the radio. Easy way. Radio or TV or any electronics are easy for our animal companions to mess with. Zahara says, my stereo has not worked for 4 years and now just started, and today the CD got stuck at 1515. Zahara, clear signs, clear signs. Angel numbers are a clear sign that you can look for. Carry dog treats for a neighbor's dog. Reminds me so much of Phoebe. She talks and talks when she sees us and just looks into my eyes. All right, there you go. Beautiful, beautiful, guys. All right, we're going to work tonight with water. And these are the two things that I want to show you with. Now, I've talked about water before. Hi, Luke's mommy. Of course you felt. I'm going to look at Mike's comment too. As I looked back on my 15-year history with Daisy, she left me with so many happy memories. She was amusing to watch. Never forget the first horse she ever saw. Oh, very cool. I have a really cool picture also of my granddog Stanley with a horse. Isn't it interesting? Like, I just want to, it looks like the rest of your comment got cut off. I will never forget the first horse she ever saw. What a beautiful memory. Thank you for sharing that with us. Just sharing that memory and making us smile will be a way for you to make that connection with her. And Luke's mommy, if you felt Luke get on your bed last night, then Luke got on your bed last night. There's just no question about it. It's not, we don't make this stuff up. We don't sit there wishfully hoping for that feeling on the bed, because it usually happens when we're not thinking about it. All of a sudden you feel that thunk on the bed and you're like, oh, wait, I just know that was Jack. Only to one time, and I don't see the person on here tonight, there was a cat that jumped on my chest right as I was drifting off to sleep. I felt this cat jump on my chest. I knew the cat was there. I don't have a cat. And it was wonderful to have that connection. Why I'm here, water. Wow, wow, wow. Amazing experiences with water. Okay, let's start talking about the water. Love the turn of heads they make. Water source has spoken to me, saying holds all the souls of all life. Okay, we are on the same page, Zahara. Water is a living, breathing thing. When I drink water, I drink my water with intention, always. I'm going to share with you 2 people that I would recommend that you go check out after I share these exercises with you after tonight. Or, if you want to look it up while we're doing the live stream, that's fine. There's 2 people, and one of them happens to be from New Zealand, who have done extensive work studying water. And water it's amazing. Water holds all knowledge. So if you were to dip your toes, if you were on the shoreline, and I love to do this when I go to Florida, I love to stick my feet in the ocean, and I love to sit on the sand. I love my feet in the ocean because I know that the ocean is connected. All of the ocean is connected. So we say that there's the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean. I don't even know all the ocean names. It's all one big, beautiful ocean that humans have decided to name different things. When you stick your toes into the ocean, the water in the ocean knows where you are, and every single animal who resides in that water also knows where you are. They can feel you. You can send out so much beautiful energy through the water just by touching your feet to the water in the ocean. It's a beautiful practice. And I'm going to share more about the water in just a minute. So water holds memory. Water can be infused. Think about the traditions that use water. Now I have 2 things. Hang on, I'm going to get one for you. So as you know, we have to bring the nuns into the conversation. As you know, I was raised a Catholic, and in my Catholic upbringing, there's holy water. And whenever you walk into a church, you place your hands in the holy water and you bless yourself. And when babies are baptized, although I believe that no baby is ever born with sin, when babies are baptized, it's holy water that is poured over their head. So there are lots of spiritual religious traditions that recognize the power of water and blessed water. And I'm going to show you how you can bless your own water. In the tradition of Reiki, we Reiki water, which means that the water that we have, we infuse it with the beautiful, loving, healing energy of water, of Reiki, and then we infuse it into the water, and then you can drink the water. It's beautiful. And water holds memory. It knows. Those of you who are cat people, you know that cats don't like still water. They prefer water that is fresh and moving because they recognize that water is alive and that it's a living thing. This that I wanted to show you, I have a little penny in here that I use for something else, but this is from the Muslim tradition. And a beautiful friend of mine, gosh, why now is her name escaping me? Whatever, doesn't matter. Beautiful friend of mine gave me this beautiful water bowl, and it's a blessing bowl for water. And you fill it with water, and then there's inscriptions on the inside, and you can drink from the water, or you can just have the water in your presence. You could bless yourself with the water. But there are many cultural and religious traditions that recognize the power of water. So I'm going to teach you 2 simple exercises that you can do that will utilize water to help you reinvigorate and rekindle those signs from your animal companions. First, let me give you the 2 people. The first is Dr. Emoto. Dr. Emoto from Japan, you may or may not have heard of him. Dr. Emoto did all of these experiments with water where he took water and let's say 2 glasses of water. And in the 2 glasses of water, in one glass, he thought loving, beautiful, wonderful thoughts. In another glass, he ignored or sent hateful thoughts. A school did this exercise too with children for bullying. They did 1 glass of water that was full of beautiful, wonderful, loving thoughts, and 1 glass that was full of mean, hateful thoughts. And the shift in the water, Dr. Emoto took pictures of it, of the crystalline structure of the water. And the water that was in the loved glass that was beautiful, beautiful like snowflakes, beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous structures of water. And the structure of the water that was not treated that way was dark and dirty and frightening looking even. If you look, he has a book where he has all these pictures, and there are critics of his work that say, all right, he just picked the best pictures for the good and picked the worst pictures for the ones that were bad. And I'm sure there was some, as you know, you're putting your book together, you're going to want to show off the best of the best. But regardless, the fact is that water treated with love reacts in a certain way. Water treated without love reacts in another way. So the work was followed up on by a woman, a contemporary woman. So Dr. Emoto, I don't think is with us any longer, although you could tap into him if you wanted to be able to connect with that energy, with his energetic spirit on the other side. The woman who is currently with us, her name is Veda Austin, Veda, last name Austin, Austin. Veda Austin. She's from New Zealand. She has done extensive experiments with water, and what she does. And I've only done this once because it takes some time. It takes dedication. It takes dedicated time is what I'm trying to get with. She takes a Petri dish, which is this little glass dish right here. She takes a Petri dish and she fills it with water, and she puts the dish into a freezer. And you can do it a couple different ways. And I'm going to suggest, if you want to do this, that you can. You can just, I like order these for pennies on Amazon. You fill the dish with water, you stick it in the freezer for like 15 minutes, just until it gets frosty. It doesn't get frozen solid like an ice cube, but just until it frosts over. And then you pull the water out. Now, if you have infused the water with love, you'll see a beautiful design. If you have, and I can't bring myself to do this, if you've infused the water with negative thoughts, then you're not going to get that pretty design. And I just can't bring myself to think those thoughts. So I won't ever be able to, my choice, demonstrate that. But I have something else that you could do. So you fill she also recommends this, you fill this little dish with water, and then I'm going to say, take a picture of your animal companion or a paw print of your animal companion, or just write your beautiful animal companion's name on a piece of paper or any kind of little memento of them. And you place it under the dish as you stick it into the freezer. And you set the intention. You infuse that water with all your loving energy, and you just ask the water to show you the message from your animal companion. You stick it with your picture or whatever the name of your animal companion is. You stick it in the freezer. I want to say it's like 15 minutes. I've practiced with it on different ways. I think it depends. It does depend on how much water you put in, whether the water is warm or cold. Actually, room temperature water freezes the quickest. Anyway, so anywhere between like 10 and 15 minutes, you leave this in the freezer, and then you take it out from the freezer and you see what you get. You see what message is there, and it's going to be different for everybody. You are going to be the one interpreting that message. For example, the one time that I did it, I want to show you. Oh, I bet I don't have the right card. I don't. Oh, well, that's okay. I took my business card, and if just see, that has a specific font on it, right? And it was my name. It was my name, and it has a very unique font. And I wanted to see what would happen. I just wanted to see what would happen if I placed this business card under the water, stuck it in the freezer. When I pulled it out from the freezer, and the picture didn't take very well, or I'd share it with you. When I pulled it out from the freezer, there was a clear M for McCarty. There was a clear M in the ice. So that is one way that you can do it. And I'm going to give you a few more details of that in just a second. I feel like something just bit me, like a mosquito. That's okay. So anyway, that's Veda Austin, and you can look her up. She includes some pretty descriptive, she gives some good instructions on her website as to what you can do with freezing water and how you get the messages from them. But I love the idea of filling the glass. So let me give you this example before we move on to the next one. Fill your little dish. And if you don't have a Petri dish, use a glass lid. Use a regular glass, but only put a bit of water in the bottom. And then put a picture of your pet underneath of it and see what kind of message you get. Or put a feather underneath of it and see what kind of message you get. Put lucky penny underneath of it, and see what kind of message you get after you leave it in the freezer for about 15 minutes. All right, let me just check some comments real quick. Quick question. When I see the angel numbers, what should I say, if anything? Because I get them all the time. I feel like I should say something. You don't have to say anything. I just express gratitude. I mean, I say thank you. I see angel numbers all the time, and I love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm like, yeah, rock on. Keep sending them. Keep sending them my way. I love them, love them, love them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all I ever say. One all the time. Tough on my heart. Tell Gary. Yep, you can tell your animal companions you love them. You can't get the message wrong. You can't do it wrong. When you are talking to your animal companion, or when you see a beautiful sign, I just say thank you. But you can say anything you want. I love you. I miss you. Show me another. Water passes through all beings. We are. I don't know what the percentage is. I'd be lying if I said that we are like, I don't know what, 75% water. Our body is, and the rest of it that's not water is not even empty space. Like we are made of so much more than we think we're made up of, more than flesh and blood and more than skin and bones. KOGI. I don't know what that means. The mama of the KOGI. I don't know. Whitewater. The nuns. Yeah, I know. I always have to bring that up. Okay, I'll let you guys talk about that. Also, cats are farsighted and they move the water to see it better. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Thank you, Z. I have to, all the insight that I get, I have to say, comes from my beautiful animal companions, and they're the ones who send me down the rabbit holes of this stuff. So, all right. So that is Vita Austin. If you want to check her out on different ways that you can use a little petri dish full of water to receive a message. She does not say anything about receiving messages from your animal companions, but I'm telling you, you can receive messages from your animal companions, or anything that you want to. You can receive the message from the plant. If you've got a beautiful leaf that has fallen from a tree and you would like to receive a message from the tree, you put the leaf underneath of the bowl of water. All right, quick drink. Do they think we ever ask them too many times? Sharon, you know the answer to that question. No, there's no. They don't get impatient. They don't have other better things to do. We aren't taking up their valuable time. We can ask them as many times as we want, and they will smile and love us and hug us with their little paws. You don't ever have to worry about doing it too much. Like, okay, Mom, enough already. I'm bored. No, not gonna happen. A tribe in South America called the church, and they work with water. Okay, I'm gonna look that up, because I have been experimenting with water now as a way of communication with animals and with all living things. So I've got to look at that further. Here's the next exercise I want to give to you guys. This is a little bit. You don't have to go buy a petri dish. You don't have to do anything except have a marker and red Solo cup. Those of you who were in my Friday morning meeting, you saw me do something similar. It's good. This is even going to be different. So I have 2 red Solo cups. One I have filled with water, and one is empty. And you can use a glass. I'm going to show you this too. This is something personal. I prefer to drink my water from glass. I don't like plastic cups, but for this exercise, it was going to be a good demonstration. I have 2 glasses that I use, and I write on them with markers. In this case, it was dry erase marker. And this is just something personal that I'm working on, but I want to let you know that it can work with anything, even though I'm going to show you red Solo cups. What you're going to do is you write on the cup. I wrote it in marker, and I'm going to tell you what it says. So this one says, signs have faded. Signs have faded. And there's a little sad face on there. And I filled it with water. That is the current state cup. That is the cup where I feel right now. You can write anything you want. You can write, I'm so sad. I don't want to get out from bed. I don't want to get out from under the covers. I'm lost. Please send me. I'm not receiving signs. I can't stop crying. Whatever you want to write on this cup, that is your current state right now. So this is the state that is right now, and you fill it with water. And then on your other cup, the empty cup, you write the state that you want to be in. So I wrote, Signs are back. Signs are back. Her signs are back. You can write his, her. I was thinking of Lucy. Her signs are back. Her signs are back. And stronger than ever, stronger than ever. And I put a heart. So write the happy state, the wonderful, loving, happy state, the signs that you want to receive, the place where you want to be. That's what you put on the empty cup. And then you set the intention. And I love to do this right before sleep. So when I take my 2 glasses and do this, I do it right before bed. One glass is filled with water. The other glass is empty. All right, I'm going to share with you what I wrote on this glass because you won't be able to see it. It's almost worn off. I wrote it in purple because I love the color purple. And Lucy's collar was purple. I wrote on here that the current state is that my book is not published. And the future state is that my book is published and sells hundreds of copies every single day. So yeah, someday I am going to get this book published. By the way, that I shouldn't say someday because I am working with that. So you write I right before bed, I do this. My 1 cup is filled. My other cup is empty. I focus on my breath, again, knowing that there's nothing else that needs to intrude. I know what it's like to try to meditate and have all of the BS going on in our life just chattering away while you're trying to meditate. That's why I love reminding myself that there's nothing more important at this moment in time than being able to make a connection with my beautiful Lucy. For you, there's nothing more important than being able to connect with Benny. There is nothing more important than Gemma. There is nothing more important than Phoebe. There is nothing more important. I'm trying to think of everybody's animals' names. There's nothing more important than Kuda. There's nothing more important than Lucas. There is nothing more important than Logan. There's nothing more important than Logan. All of your beautiful animal companions. Nothing more important than them. And everything else just seems to float away without even trying because your animal companion recognizes that you have sent that intention. And then I take my glass of the current state where I'm not receiving signs and I was feeling bad about it. And I pour with love and intention. I take that water and I pour it into the cup of my future. I pour it into my future state. I pour it into the state of love and wonder and so much joy. And I just let myself be filled with that feeling. Like if you could just turn on your heart light and beam it into your water. Let it infuse with that beautiful love and then drink it. Drink it with intention. Drink it with love. And then you can just set it down and let it be and be grateful and let go of the need and let go of expectation and be prepared for these beautiful signs to just start showing up for you. And you can do that exercise for anything. That water, it's like you're taking the energy of love that surrounds everything and you're letting it flow through you and you're letting it flow into that water and then you're drinking that water and letting it flow back. And you are literally shifting things in the quantum field when you do that. Allow the water to do the work. Okay, let me see what your comments are all up to here. Elis, if I'm pronouncing that name right, hello, welcome. And everybody will say hello to you right back. Yep, and virtual hugs, 100%. Leica, Pockets. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let me say the names. I love to say your animal companions' names out loud. Pockets. I love the name Pockets. Leica, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. What a beautiful name. Could be Leica, Gary, Potato, Rosie. Does it work with beer? Z, only you would ask me that question. Does it work with beer? Well, if beer is mostly water, the answer would be yes. That's too cute. Yeah, everybody's laughing now. Manny, Maggie. Yes, all of your beautiful animal companions. I will say their names as many times as I possibly can. Okay, where are we at? I'm just checking. All right, I think we're good. Does anybody have any questions? Because we're well over an hour now. We're over an hour. And I just want to make sure that everybody has had a chance to ask whatever questions. I never drank until my dog passed. Okay, well, Z, um, I'm not 100% sure how to advise you on that, but I don't know. Water it down, maybe. Add more water to it. I'm not 100% sure, but you could also ask Pockets. Ask Pockets just to help you with that. Okay, my friends. All right, I think we are good. Zahara, you are so much. Oh, Leighton, Wales. Oh my gosh, it sure is. Wales. That was the other country. Yeah, you're like after midnight there. Okay, my friends, have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful week. I know you were okay. Good. um, Crack me up. All right, my friends, have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful week. I will see some of you later this week. I will see other of you next Monday. It'll fly by, and we'll see what spring is like next Monday. In the meantime, until then, may animals light your way. Take care, everybody. Love you guys so much.